Liberty Flames. And I want to send it right to Andy. What do you mean they might not repeat? I mean, because I think 12-0, like, just chalk it up. Who's
Um,
beating this team?
So it's less about hating Liberty. I think Liberty's gonna be great. I'm higher on Western Kentucky, who we're gonna go after, or we're gonna go over tomorrow. Um, they didn't really. I will say this: they did lose a lot of graduates. They didn't lose any transfers really. Liberty, all their important players that left all just graduated. So proves that they didn't want to leave. They had to leave. I'm gonna say this. I am still taking their over because their schedule is really easy. But I think Western Kentucky and them are going to be playing for the conference championship. And I think Western Kentucky will have a shot to win that. So that's
Maybe,
more.
but
It's
in Liberty. And okay, so say Western Kentucky wins, which I don't think they will in Liberty. Maybe if it was on the road. Where's the second loss?
I also think, and I know it's a non-conference game, Appalachian State's going to be really tough for them as well. They're going to be a pretty decent team. It's a road game at Appalachian State. Every every Power 5 or Power 4 team that goes into Appalachian has trouble. I have no reason to believe that Liberty won't. We obviously Liberty's returning pretty much everybody on offense. They averaged 499 yards per game last year. They led in rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns, rushing yards, and total touch. They led in every offensive statistic. They averaged 11 more points per game than last year. They were so good that it's hard for them to probably replicate that, but they'll be close. I expect them to be very good. I'm just higher on Western Kentucky finally taking that leap with a different quarterback, but a very similar team overall. So I still think Liberty's going to be great, but I'm higher on Western Kentucky.
Scoop, Liberty 12-0.
Liberty 11-1 or 12-0, so I'm going over. I mean, they were 13-0 last year. They're obviously the front runner. They got crushed by Oregon in the bowl game, but yeah, I mean, they returned their quarterback, Salter. Quentin Cooley's probably the best running back in the conference.
Probably.
All right,
the best
he
running
is.
backs in the country.
He is. Trent Sibley maybe up there with Noah Smith as the best wide receiver in the conference. They have a solid line, solid D. I don't see how Salter gets better than last year. I think he might be a little worse. He was number 3 in passing efficiency, broke the school record in touchdowns. Their receivers did take a bit of a hit. Besides Sibley, they lost 4 of their 5 receivers, but they got Julian Gray from NC State, Elijah Canyon from Purdue. They recruited Eric Smith, who's going to be a solid true freshman. But yeah, like Andy said, Liberty led the league in rushing last year. They're going to be great again. Their defense returned 8 starters. They're going to be solid against the run. I think I agree with Andy that I think their 2 toughest games are going to be Appalachian State, and I actually, I mean, if this was last year, they would have trouble against New Mexico State, but I also think the Jacksonville State game is going to be rough too.
No,
it's just always there's always one of those games where they're supposed to dominate and you don't, and I can see a Wednesday night that Jacksonville State can give them trouble, but yeah, I think they're going to be a playoff team. Personally, I think they're going to be the 12 seed probably. They're 10.5 over unders, the same as Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame because of the conference they're in. And plus, Liberty is dead last in strength of schedule, 134 for 134. So
yeah, their toughest game being Appalachian State.
Right.
It makes sense. I mean, I think that'll be a tough game, but it is an awful best game on your schedule to have.
So what's the someone asked what's Liberty's odds to make the college football
plus
playoff?
440? I have it listed. Plus 440. That is the best of a
Definitely
non-power 4 team.
That's worth a look, man.
Well, here's my thing, and I'm sure we'll go over it more. Boise State's going to have precedent over them, and I don't think Boise State's losing a game this year. So that's I do think Liberty will be really good, and they'll probably be one of the teams that are close to being selected. But it's only one non-Power 5 team gets in, and I think Boise State's a significantly tougher schedule, and they're going to beat better teams, and they are a better team. So I that's why I'm afraid to bet that, because I saw that and I was like, hey, that's pretty good value for a team that easily is going to probably win 11 games. But Boise State's really damn good.
They do start a hard game against the Campbell Camels. So.
All right. So for those of you that didn't follow college football last year, Liberty ran the table in the conference. They bring back their entire coaching staff. They bring back. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up the returning production here. They're 68th in overall returning production, but they bring back 14 starters, 6 offensively, like Scoop mentioned, the starting quarterback and their superstar running back. 8 of their 11 defensive starters. They also had the best recruiting class by rating. They're 90th in recruiting class. Best they've had in the last 5 years. So new talent coming in should be efficient. Scroll down to Liberty's offensive numbers, Prop Beaver. in the spreadsheet. Like this offense was unstoppable. They're third in the entire country in yards per play, fourth in success rate. Look at rushing, first in the country in effective rush. I don't see what changes. I don't see what changes that. It's not like they play a stronger schedule. No, in fact, some of their toughest competition. Their toughest competition last year was New Mexico State, who got gutted and lost everybody. So if New Mexico State with Diago Pavia isn't there to step up and give these guys a game, I don't see how.
I think Western Kentucky takes over as that like second best team.
Man,
which will compete. I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing Western Kentucky's going to win this conference. I think they have a pretty good shot to do it this year. I think they have a better shot this year than anybody did last year. Another thing, beta rank, if you look at their beta rank last year, and that's a number we use a lot during the season, they were 85th in defense. Their defense was pretty much non-existent in a pretty bad conference. So if that's not better, then they're going to be in close games again. So that's something to look at.
Liberty to win Conference USA is minus 200. I may lay the juice.
They're the only, I believe they're the only team that is not plus. They're the only team in college football that isn't plus money for a conference championship this year.
Next team, please. Prop Beaver.
Even Georgia's plus 135 in the SEC.
Last team today?
No, we got two more, right? Oh no,
it's the last one.
Sam Houston. What's? Oh, there you go. So Sam Houston is last, and so which one are you trying to say this team's going to be? All right, both of you.
I have the over.